that doctor and take that blood pressure pill. So business owners, as you think about your success in being a business owner, I want you to listen to that banker, listen to your CPA, and listen to your business attorney. With that said, I want to introduce a longtime friend who I remember when I was a teller. This young man would walk through a bank lobby, which was downtown Dallas, and he didn't even notice that I was noticing him, but he would walk in with probably money dropping out of his pocket. And I said, and I would ask people around me, who is that masked man? And they said, oh, you don't know him? That's the attorney, Boris West. And from there, I've always admired now Senator West, who's been instrumental not only in my banking career because of the people he introduced me to and bring it right to the table, but just being a leader for our city. So let's give it up for Senator Boris West.
Oh, yeah.
I want to say good evening to each and every one of you. Good evening.
Good evening.
You know, I'm a small business person myself. I'm an attorney, and I've been practicing law now since 1979. Wow. I'm going on my 46th year practicing law, and I don't feel no waste time. I'm still practicing. Most of you live in the 23rd Senatorial District, which you've allowed me to be the senator for the past 33 years. And we've done a lot of great things together. And when you begin to think about the 23rd Senatorial District, there's 1 million people in this district that I represent. And about 46% of them are African Americans. And so, you know, I've got my people's back. And I want you to remember one thing. What type of business owners do we have here? Commercial real estate.
Chiropractor?
Restaurant.
Oh, restaurant.
Restaurant. Same thing, food truck.
Okay. Technology agency.
Video editor.
Insurance.
Real estate.
Real estate. Okay.
Medical supplies.
Okay. All right. So how many in real estate people are y'all in the development or what?
Yes. Investing, purchasing, leasing, all of it.
Okay. Yes, one too is I know why you're here because the Godfather's here tonight. You know, I want you to remember something. That business is politics. And politics is business.
All right.
Okay, I want y'all to remember that. Like I said, I've been a lawyer since 1979. I have my own business. And Mark is correct. You got to have a banker, you got to have a good CPA, and have a good lawyer. The good thing is I'm able to have a lawyer because I got lawyers in my office. We have about 10 of them altogether. One thing I've learned a long time ago that my grandfather taught me. His grandfather was in business also. He was part of Black Wall Street in Tulsa. And he said, you don't never, my first loan that I needed in order to run a business came from my grandfather because I couldn't get it from the bank. Okay? And he said, what? Remember, family is the bank of last resort. I said, I'm saying, Granny, I'm going to pay you money back. You better be my damn money back. And of course I did. But what I learned also is, some of those conversations, he said, everybody has taxes. You got to make certain you pay your taxes.
Right.
Don't get behind on your taxes.
Right.
And so we've told a lot of business clients that over the course of the years, and they take 9 nights, and they've stayed current on their taxes. And you know, don't spend more than you actually can afford to spend. Make sure you prioritize, which I know you do, what is something that you've got to do with your business. This networking is important. Being able to get sage advice from people like Howard Walker, who's been around for a long time, has been very successful. You look at Robert Petrie over there. Petrie's been successful in terms of real estate. And his success continues to grow each and every day because he's graduated by UT Dallas. And that area is about to explode. I'm telling you that. Right? I couldn't get into real estate over there because I was a senator and kind of put it over there and it kind of looked bad if I got the real estate first. Okay? You got real estate first. You know what's going on over there. And these networkings that you're involved in, stay involved in the network. And I look forward to being in case. Thank you for what you continue to do as a leader for this community. Thank you very much.
All right, let's go ahead and get started with why you're here tonight. And let me introduce the host again, who's going to come up and he'll be the moderator and having a conversation with Mr. Hawaii. So let's give it up first for our host, Casey Thomas.
All right. Yo, yo.
As Casey is coming up, as you know, you're all here for one great purpose. And when I can tell you that the word we're listening to tonight is one of the most humblest men that I've ever met. And you'll find out real soon why. I met Mr. Williams and Tim, been in banking for a very long time, and I can remember being a part of their team, not a business banker, but a part of their team as they grew their business. So with that, I want you to hear the story of the Mr. Hawaii Williams of Williams Chicken. Would you welcome Williams to the wonderful
Thank you, Mr. Williams. You know, when we were talking about who we wanted to start the year off with, Devon said, let's go with Mr. Hawaii Williams. Such a great idea. And I was at a holiday food giveaway, and I saw Mr. Williams. I ran up to him and I said, "Hey, Mr. Williams, how you doing?" I said, "Man, I would love for you to be speaker for my next business networking event." So he didn't check his calendar. He didn't try and find out. He said, "I will be there." He left it up to Tim to figure everything out. And so he said yes immediately. I was honored. I think I called him on. I really don't call him on Saturday. I know how busy he is around here. I think I called him that day. I said, "Man, I just talked to Mr. Williams and he said he'll be our speaker." So thank you so much. And thank you for what you've done for the community over all of these years. As a new small business owner, last Thursday I celebrated 2 years of being in business. It was my 2-year anniversary, so we got some special plan at the end tonight. But as a new business owner, I want to ask you, what was it that caused you to take a leap of faith? What was it that caused you to say, you know what, I'm going to go out here, I'm going to start this business, and I'm going to make a difference. I'm going to not only hopefully make a lot of money, but be able to inspire and encourage people to buy a meal, the families to really take part in. What inspired you to start Williams Chicken?
Good evening again.
Good evening.
I don't have very much volume in my voice. I tell everybody that I was born with asthma, so it gets to be a problem sometimes, so most of the time. But let me start off. I grew up in the church down in Smithville, Bastrop County, in one of those Church of God in Christ churches that you stay in church for about 12 hours on Sunday. That's right. So, if you want to know where it really comes from, God just happened to choose me. I believe that. And it's nothing I wanted to do. I started working churches in 1969 while I was at school at Parkland College in Waco. That's what I wanted to do. I fell in love with selling chicken. You know why? Because I could eat chicken every day. I'm number 12 or 14 kids. We kill the chicken every once in a while. And you know the piece that I got? And Tim was heard it 100 times. I got the feet. Oh, wow. I got the feet. So as the kids would leave, I kind of moved up the chicken head. I got to the drumstick, I got to the thigh, never got to the breast. My daddy always got that. That was the biggest piece. But I just believe, because I know me. I'm not the smartest guy in the world. I'm not the most outgoing person in the world. But somehow, God blessed me to be where I am today. And I know that. I know me. You know, I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and I said, I'm not going to tell him I'm a Christian because I mess up so much. And I was reading somewhere where you can ask for forgiveness, I think 70 times 7. And I said, that's an awful lot of time. But I found out that I need it sometimes. Because my little mind just runs off with me. I have an opinion about this. I see this and I have something to say. Why is this person out there homeless? Why is all these things that you ask? But God gave it to you. I don't make myself. So I gotta let you know that, so you won't think that I'm all of that, because I'm not. While I was at Oakland College, I started working churches the second year of school. My last year in school, I asked the person who had graduated before me, who was teaching at Waco High School. I made more money as an assistant manager my last year at churches than he made as a teacher. Wow. And that's what I was going to school to be, a teacher. So that made up my mind. I said, let me put teaching to the side. I'm 22 years old. I'm not mature enough to be trusted with your children. You just know. So I'll come back to that when I get 35 maybe. And I gave churches a 5-year plan in my mind. And after I graduated from high school, from Baltimore, I went to Beaumont as a manager. After coming back to Dallas, because I had family here. They promoted me to area manager. I was with churches for 18 years. I thought I should have gotten promoted to the District of Dallas after being passed over 2 times. Remember what I said? I thought I should have been the next person. That's the next person that got passed to that, got selected the next time. I trained him. And he didn't look like me. And so, after the 3rd time, I decided I was going to leave. And I thought I knew everything I needed to know about chicken. Only to find out right off the bat I didn't know much of anything. Because a lot of the stuff you learn with a corporation is not the real number.
That's right.
I thought a sign would cost X amount of dollars that I was ordering at churches, but when I got out here, 3 times as much. I made my plans based on numbers that were not realistic. So you got to be careful about that. But the reason I started Williams is that they told me, in a nice way, that they didn't think that I was the right person to run the Dallas market. And I got mad.
Did you learn the Dallas market too?
Then I got smart with it. I said, no, what you mean, I'm not the white person. So you got to be careful saying stuff in English. At least I don't say anything, but he got me that time, and I said it. And so I knew my days were numbered with him. So I got to do something quickly. So the reason I left, because I got passed over for promotion the 3rd time, and I decided to leave. That's really what happened.
Wow.
One thing in the short period of time that I've been in business, I've learned the power and importance of relationships. And I want you to kind of talk about how those relationships early on and even up to today have contributed to your success and why it's important to make sure that you value every relationship that you have.
You're on the top of that list.
Oh, thank you.
I met Sam and some of the other people that are here. Senator, I always looked up to him. I said, I want to be like him, but I wasn't taller than him. But if you want to know who gets the credit, Tim has done all of this work that makes Wilderness what it is. I'm telling you. I have to stand up to Tim. I don't know anything about leasing. I don't know anything about that side of the business. The only thing I know is how to cook chicken, and that's what I do. who can say anything more about it. My pastor, she's the one that gets me the exposure that I need, because I don't want to be here with you. I don't feel comfortable doing this. Most of you here know more about what we're talking about than I do. I'm telling you, I just cook chicken. I know how to do that. But that's about it, Mr. Teacher. I'm not the genius that some people think that I am. But the one thing I can do, I was outwork you.
That's right. That's right.
I would invest the time. And I took the time early on to figure out how many hours are in a week. Anybody know? How many hours are in a week? It's 168. So if I work 60 hours, I sit at 108 hours. How many hours of sleep you need? If I slept 8 hours a day, I sit out. How many hours you go to church? Maybe 3 a week. I had all this time. So I figured out that I had more time than money, so it's real common for me to work at 16 hours. That's my life. But the problem, Eric, if you're married, you lose your wife. So if you don't have the right woman, then you're going to have an issue with that. So my wife gave me permission to do that. And she had 2 boys that we were homeschooling. That freed me up. If she was not involved with the boys, I don't know if I could have done it. But she was an amazing woman. She let me go, and I enjoyed it so much. And I'm not the kind of person who likes men up under my wife. That's no disrespect. I just love to work. I love meeting people coming through the business. And I love being nice to people. And I want it wrong. And my greatest frustration is that we don't do it right well enough in my stores. That's my greatest frustration. And let me brag on Eric. And Eric works with me. He came with me maybe, a year ago? Less than a year. February last year. He opened a store in Arlington. And I didn't think he was going to be able to handle it. Because I didn't think he was willing to invest his time, because he came from corporate America, PepsiCo, I believe it was. And he really did what I didn't expect. And a few weeks ago, we sold him the other 3 stores in Fort Worth. So Eric, I am so thankful for you and so proud of you. And like I always say, my hero is your wife. She's the one, because I know what that looks like. I forgot what you asked me. And all of those, Mark and Frost. I met a gentleman in Austin who financed some land in the country for me at Frost. So Frost was a good bank for me from the beginning. And I didn't know we would have an African American here in Dallas in the banking, so I was all excited. But I say this about Dallas. Dallas is probably one of the greatest cities in the country that you can make it in the business world. There are enough African Americans here, enough Hispanic people, enough good English Caucasian people to make it work if we'll do it right. So my thought is always, I was telling Dusty, I like doing business with people who are already in business. I'm not interested in trying to get new people, getting them motivated. That you need, you need to go into business. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in the person that's already there. Let's make him big and let him hire somebody and make his company big. I don't want a lot of those small businesses unless you make them. So Eric has 4 stores now. In 5 years, he'll have 10.
Hello.
This has been good already. It's been worth the price of admission. And get comfortable, sweet. You know, there's a saying, when the tough get going, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. And we know those who are, in business, have been in business for a while, that road gets tough. What keeps you going? When the road got tough early on, what caused you to get going?
My father, I'm Hiawatha Jr. And let me tell you a little bit of what I did at home with my father. I never heard the word quit. And I didn't hear it until I got to maybe high school, I don't know. Never heard it in our house. Quit. So I don't know how not to do what we did. And what you asked me again?
When going got tough, what kept you going?
I run off at the mouth a lot of times, so my thoughts leave me. The people who trusted me to come to work with me, because Eric, sometimes I think about not doing it anymore, not quitting. But when I think about Eric, and I think about Tosca, and I think about Tim, and I think about Alfredo, and I think about all those people who trusted me, you can't quit. You have no integrity. The only thing I want on my tombstone is that he had integrity with what he did. And if you can't trust me, if I can't be trusted, that's what's important to me.
Wow.
One of the goals for everyone is to be successful. Everyone who's in business, you want to be successful. Tell us what your definition of success is.
Success is Tim doing better. Success is Mr. Dorsey doing better. Success is seeing somebody who was at the bus stop 2 years ago that has a car now. Success is measured by the improvement of the lives of the people that trusted me to work with me. And I was telling Tosca, I did the numbers before I came over here just to share it with you because I was kind of proud of it. I have 10 stores that I still, 11, that I still run as company stores. The average manager last year made $88,000. Wow. That makes me feel good. My goal in the next 2 years is that average should be $100,000. But that means that Mrs. Williams can't get all the money. She has to be content. Got to be content because money is not going to make you happy. My happiness comes from going to work. My happiness is from doing a good job. My happiness is from hearing somebody say something well about what we did. That's what's really important to me.
Very good. If you have questions, those of you who give no cause, just go ahead and you can pass the floor to Tosca. Thank you. Tosca, let's give her a round of applause. For a long time. If you have a question, I got plenty, but I want to make sure those of you who are here, you have a chance to get your questions answered if you have. If not, no problem. We'll keep going. As I was listening to you talk, something that came to mind is wisdom. Something that came to mind is advice. And I want to know, and I'm sure we all want to know this, what's the best advice you've been given?
What's the best advice I've been given? What's the best advice? My brother told me before he passed. He told me to stay with the Lord. And that's what constantly comes to my mind. And you're looking at a person that's very imperfect. So don't leave here thinking that I'm all that. I'm telling you. Some of the stuff you may have heard about me, I did. A lot of it I did. You know how stories get exaggerated? All of that. But that would be my business.
Very good, very good. Let's take a walk down memory lane. Tell us about what it was like when you got that first store, and what about it motivated you to get another store and another store and another store. So let's walk back that memory lane. You just told them they can go at churches. And you now have a new determination. I'm going to show them. And you got the first store. And you got it going. Talk to us about that and what it was that said, you know what, I'm not going to stop anymore. So just walk us down memory lane.
I'm not feeling the radio, so it's mine. But I was going to come anyway.
I appreciate it.
In 1987, we opened the first store on Lake Bedford Barnaby. I was just so excited when I saw the Korean sign on that building because I thought that was a good location. Signed the lease. My wife gave me permission to do it. Took all the money out of our savings and started the process of getting it open. It got to be expensive. Got it open. It was not selling enough chicken to pay the bill. And then I had to go ask my wife to pay I paid off every bill we had except the house note before we went into business. And she was working at Blue Cross. I asked her to carry me until I can carry her again. And she agreed to do that. I didn't give her a timetable because I did not know. But she was willing to do that. I would come in at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning and leave at 1 o'clock at night every day for a year. At least a year. And that's what I tell a person who wants to go into business. This is what you got to do. Be serious about it. Otherwise, stay where you are. Keep your savings because you're going to lose it over your life.
You got a witness. Probably so.
But a couple years later, I was able, it's about 3 years before I was able to pay myself because I want to make sure I paid the people that work with me first and so they can make a living. At least 3 or 4 of the main people. You can't take care of all of the people, but those good ones. 3 years later, we were doing well enough to pay me. Then I helped a person get a store on my signature. And before I could get it out of my name, he went out of business. Otherwise, I would have only had 1 store. I had no intentions of opening multiple stores. So the bad thing about a lease, you can't get out of it. You can try and all of that, but they held me to that lease. So I had to open up a second store. That was on Robert E. Cullen over that way. The money that we had started to make at number 1, I was losing at number 2. Just got to the point where I could get a check, and then I had to stop paying myself again. Then I had to go back to my wife. and she trusted me. Then that's when Tim came into my life. It's a store on Illinois right after 35. He said, Mr. Wiggins, I have a location for you. So I signed that one with the intention of that being my last store because I needed a 3rd store just to make a living. Because 1 and 2 cancel each other, so if I get on the 3rd one, I'll be all right. And it did well, so I was content. But Tim came back again a year later and said, I have another location for you. I said, Tim, I'm not doing this. This is not what I want to do. I just want 1 store. I don't want the responsibility of people because I know how I feel about people. I cannot hurt people. I don't want people to lose their money. That's not what I do. I'm not interested in making a lot of money. I just want cash flow. Really. So William was really a jobs program for me. You know, I make enough money to pay for things that I want in life. Never make enough money for my wife, but that's okay. But she's been real good about it. So Tim's had another location, and I tell the story about Tim. I paid him $100 for that first lease he did. Maybe a couple of payments, but I'm not sure. But that's how he kind of got started, Miss Thompson. Then I had people with churches who wanted to come over. Then I told them, once you wait, if I'm in business 5 years from now, I will let you come. because they were disenchanted with churches at the time. So we picked up one at a time. Picked up Alfonso Reyes, who was on Fort Worth Avenue. Then we picked up James May, who was on Forest Lane out there. Then we picked up Mr. Trump on Keeks. All these were different people. I had Alfonso, who was Hispanic. I had Mr. May, who was black. I had Don, who was Vietnamese, and he tells the story about how he got over here. So when I hear the story about us not wanting immigrants in this country, it's so disheartening. Those immigrants made this country great because all of us were. So that's why I admire my senator over there. He's been over there fighting. If you want to get some advice, talk to him, not to me. Because what he does, that's the hard one. You got to deal with people. You got to deal with politicians. He has to deal with people who don't like him, who don't like his success. And he's been a successful senator here for many years. And those are my heroes. And Mr. Thomas.
Don't start.
But I can go on and on. But,
All right. Do you think we will ever see a national commercial of black-owned black-owned restaurants? If I'm reading that correct, do you think we will ever see a national commercial of black-owned restaurants?
yes, sir. But you'll have to do it. You can do it.
That's right. Thank you on that one.
Yes, sir. And Ms. Thompson, tell me I'll be there to help you.
Okay.
So, but yeah, but I'm trying to keep from running. My thoughts are around, because my thoughts are not really about the restaurant business. My thoughts are really about you. I'm 76 next week.
Happy birthday.
Most of you are a lot younger than that. This future may be 50 something. I think I'm the oldest person here. And you got faces. This is where it comes out. And I wonder what's going to happen to you. I pray for you at least 2 times a day. I wonder what's going to happen to you. I wonder why your sons don't want to work anymore. I wonder why you think they'll fail you because they work at an hamburger place or with gloves. I worry about you and what you're teaching your children. And you can't be a doctor, lawyer, or such. You're not successful. I measure success by my ability to do something honest and make a living at doing it. So when you see me out picking up paper on the parking lot, I take such pride and joy in doing that. It tells me who I am. I feel just as important picking up paper and cleaning the restroom as the President of the United States. In fact, I know I'm a better man than you. So I worry about you. I don't know. Just don't know. But they said that about my generation, so I'm sure it's going to be all right. But you really concern me in the time that you live. I'm so happy to be on the end of my life instead of the middle of my life, like in the beginning of your life, like I speak up with young people. But here's the deal: you still can be very successful in the midst of anything you do. So don't let me discourage you. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you have to be better at what you do. You have to make a commitment that you're going to be commit to excellence. You've got to do that. You got to make a commitment with doing business with one another. You've got to do that as much as we can. Tim Holmes was trying to find somebody that looked like me to do business with us because we can't find the chicken supply. We can't find a bread company. We can't find that. But the things we can do, AC, But anything exhausts to the things that we can do, we try to do them. And I try to spend my money. I try to make my money make sense. So I'm going to spend my money. Most of my money is going to be spent with people that look like me. That's no. I'm not saying anything about the other races out there. I'm not talking about that. So I want them to do business with me too. But I'm talking about you just got to do better.
Amen.
Yeah, I had a young lady, middle-aged lady that we had helped through a matching 50% discount. If you buy 100 boxes, we'll do 100 boxes. But this year has been a tough year. So I wasn't able to do that anymore. So I came back and said, I'll do 25%. She gave me such a hard time. It's as if she would rather I go out of business to have her. And then every now and again, the devil wants this thought to my mind that it's just never enough. So no matter what you do for people, it's just never enough. So you have to draw the line. So, and the line is break even. And last year was a little less than breaking even. Tim will tell you that. So we had to go into part of the equity in the property. But we made an adjustment for this year. So we'll be fine this year, but if you come to do business with us once in a while, you don't have to come every time. But you need to go to Lucas, you need to go to McDonald's, you need to go to those other places. But don't discount us. Don't look at one another as 3/5 of a person. Don't do that.
Amen.
And that's really what she was saying. I don't see you as a man in this grade. Why won't you do that? And it's so painful. So painful. But I tell you this. I was trying to retire about at 75. That's how it happened. So I signed up for 5 more years. I signed up for 5 more years because my sons are not ready and Tim don't want to do it. So I'm here for a little longer, but I am so proud of you. And you know what you can do. And some of you may not know how great you are, but I'm here to remind you that you know, I say it in your face. You don't come out here for this. And the things that you had to go to get to where you are now, you can't even tell you can't even talk about it sometimes. You're dreaming about that sometimes. Where the next dollar is going to come. When I see one car that drives through, I get so excited. It's kind of tension. And how hard it is. And then somebody don't take care of that person like I wanted them. And they do. So my commitment is to be a little more perfect. I know it's not possible, but I can certainly try to achieve that. Why not? What's wrong with being nice to you? What's wrong with saying thank you? What's wrong with when I screw it up, I say I'm sorry, try to fix it. What's wrong with that? So my heart goes out to you, and I am so sure that the next 100 years are going to be great. But change is not going to happen in your time. And if you're going into business, Mr. Casey, you have to be willing to sacrifice your life because you don't get to enjoy the benefit of your hard work. You just don't. Your sons will, maybe your grandkids. I don't get it. You've got to be willing to make that sacrifice. If you're not, then come on work with me and come on work with If you didn't cut my hair right, that's okay. It'll grow back. I'm not going to say a bad word about it. So, with that, thank you.
All right.
Well, I like to do this business network and this wisdom, I mean, priceless. What I want to do is give, if you are a small business owner, give you an opportunity to come up, introduce yourself. If it's a couple, y'all in business together, y'all come up together. I think it's important for people to see that. And just And we'll start right here. We'll just kind of go down and come back around and give everybody the opportunity to say who they are, what their business is. And then after that, we'll have time for networking. So, come on up.
How we doing this afternoon? Good evening. My name is David. I'm David Harrison. This is my wife, Melissa. We own the Shrimp Dock. Some of you guys might be familiar with this, but we have a location in Arlington. We've been there, next month will be 3 years, and we're a 10-year vendor. We've been in the State Fair of Texas for 10 years. We also have a booth in the Rangers Globe Life. Our concept is kind of like Wingstop with shrimp. We're kind of known for black and shrimp, but potato, different flavors of shrimp and waffles and stuff like that. We kind of got started. It was kind of on a fluke. I had a daughter that was pescatarian, and we would go to Wingstop, and of course we would have wings. She would just eat fries. So that kind of prompted me to start playing with the flavors and trying on shrimp, and trial and error. You get in there and it's never stop. You just working, just R&D, all the time. Kind of got it right. We've been going and looking forward to opening up more locations, corporate owned and possibly franchising. But we're working like Ms. Williams said. You never stop. It's 168 hours in a week. Somehow I think we squeeze about 170. It never stops, but it's rewarding because it's a challenge. You want to win. Somebody can tell you can't do something, or something doesn't go that works against you. If you have drive in you, which a lot of us have natural drive, if something is difficult, I'm gonna go the extra mile to do it because it's a challenge to me, and I like to win. So that's how we drive.
That's from that way.
Hey,
That's from that way.
that's my finance. I'm sticking to it.
That's from that
My
way.
finance. All right.
All right, let's give a round of applause. All right.
She's a business owner.
Absolutely.
Good evening. My name is Eric Rollins, and I am a real estate investor, and I'm also a franchise owner for Williams Chicken. We have 4 locations, 1 in Arlington, and we also have 3 in Fort Worth. And I'm going to tell you where they are so you can visit. So 820 in Brentwood, Sarah, we have a location. We have a location on Berry in Fort Worth, and we also have one on Rainy, right across from Dunbar High School. And then the location in Arlington is on Cooper Street, right in front of the mall.
So, by day, I'm Eric's wife and support him in all of his ventures in the real estate and Williams Chicken, and just thank you for giving us the opportunity. We speaking to him all the time, and I really appreciate that, sir. I do. And when I'm not helping him, I have another life. I am a corporate trainer, so like some of my clients are Texas Goddess Ride. I do business with the city, with the fire department, and I do leadership development training, so keynote speaking, workshops, and things of that nature. So if anyone needs any training for your staff, retention, recruitment, to make sure that your dollar goes a long way, because we know that most people leave their job not because of money, but because of their leaders, and that's my passion. So that's it. Thank you very much.
All right. On this side, come on.
My name is David Bankhead, from Dallas. Grew up in Dallas, graduated from David Carter.
DC.
Yeah. So I own a number of businesses. I own a food truck, Treat Yourself. Actually, I was here talking with the mom about my concept. So ideas, funnel cakes, ice cream, stuff like that. Then people complain because they're like, hey, you used to be a personal trainer, why you selling funnel cakes and all that? I changed my concept, started doing a healthy menu. Actually started off with started doing the Crunch Fitness. Did a number of state fair classes. Did Frostbank business series. So I launched that concept, doing pretty good, but I'm having a problem with permitting. Y'all know about food trucks, it's a lot of permitting, just a lot of, red tape. Anyway, That's what I do. I own the car rental business. Also I do real estate with it. So I'm trying to get 200 rental properties. I got 2 now, but work on it. So y'all really take I'll have to give a job. But I'm gonna keep that short with it.
You know, I got a saying, COT consultant, if you need a COCCT consultant. Absolutely. Next, anyone else on this side? The speaker, come on, speaker.
Good evening, I'm Robert Peter. On Skyline Ranch, 90-acre facility, plus we own real estate. We have like 125 acres of land in the city of Dallas. So, I went in business with 3 $100 bills in 1976. Been on hardwood, my car lot, for 48 years, nonstop. So it's, but we got to deal with this economic embargo that we're faced with as black businesses and black people in Dallas, Texas. I guess many of you all seen the banking below I-30. I was surprised that blacks that was in business and blacks that were being discriminated against didn't deal with that issue. Because right now, we're dealing with an economic embargo. This is the reason why we have grabbing out there with the lack of opportunities and exposing our young people to opportunities. So we're dealing with that kind of stuff right now. Like right now, by me being, well, if you've been down Wheeling Road, there's development. You got 172 acres adjacent to Skyline Ranch that they put in the infrastructure and getting ready to develop. And people say, well, what are you doing at Skyline Ranch? We already have infrastructure. We have zoning now on 65 acres of Skyline Ranch where we could build apartments, condominiums, retail, and we could go to 5 stories. So that's what opportunities, but we're going to fight for. We're going to fight. Nobody can beat nothing. We're going to fight for it. And if you have opportunities now, you need to take advantage of them. And we need to support one another. Like we've got to support each other. Because, have conspiracies that we are facing daily, 24 hours a day. And, I kind of wonder about a lot of the leadership in the city. Because our leadership is not speaking out on these issues that really affect us. And we need to make everybody got to be accountable. I have to be accountable. Everyone should be accountable. So let's try to make everybody accountable. Let's make a difference in this city. Thank you.
All right. Everybody else on this side. Come on now. That's right. Stand by you.
Good evening. My name is Katima Blunt. I am a licensed insurance agent. The name of my company is Here Health Insurance Agency, LLC. I'm licensed in 30 states. I specialize in mainly Medicare, Medicare, and life insurance, but I am able to do like ancillary products like standalone dental, vision, hearing, hospital indemnity plans, and things like that as well. That's pretty much it.
Good evening, I'm John Blunt. I am with Today's Energy Solutions. I've been in business 25 years. We've worked in 18 states and 4 countries. We buy electricity wholesale where you guys as a consumer, you buy retail. If you need any help.
Hey, give a round of applause. All right. So here going back. Small business owner. All right, come on.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Charlotte Thompson. My company is Prolific Enterprises International. It's brokered by KW Commercial. Our office in DeSoto on Hampton. I have been in commercial real estate for 8 years, and I focus south of I-30. I'm from Oak Cliff, and I want to support my community and help our community grow in the southern sector. So if you know anyone that's looking to buy, lease, purchase, develop commercial real estate, please let me know.
Right.
Okay, my name is Dr. Sand. I'm a pediatric, perinatal, and family chiropractor. So everybody in here needs to come see me and get adjusted. Everybody got a spine, so even you, Mr. Williams, come on by. I'll help you out, get you straight. I practice out of my home in Grand Prairie, Texas, but I also am mobile, so I will come to your home if that's more convenient for you. And y'all were throwing out some things. I'm throwing out Pleasant Grove and Skyline. You know. That's how it was. But yes, I might get a card and get adjusted because it will change your life, literally.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Thank you, Casey, and the host committee for this. I'm Brian Diggs, co-founder of Web Apps America, a technology agency that's based out of Los Angeles, California, and I've been running the Texas branch since 2016. Texas is a very competitive state when it comes to technology and innovation. Just found out that Dallas and DFW has been ranked #1 in terms of technology and innovation, DFW. And so really honored to be here in terms of positioning. I'm from Houston, so I often say that I'm displaced. I took me in 2013, and I've been growing my footprint here ever since. I've also started a branch, or a company I should say, called Community Serve. We're a platform that connects communities to resources and volunteering opportunities. I work with a lot of nonprofits, specifically around community engagement and education, and partnering with Casey on business development, focusing on how we can actually educate our communities to be competitive and take advantage of a lot of these opportunities that are out there. And as such, from an education perspective, I've started a third entity called Learn the Way. Way stands for Wealth, Automation, and Investing. And so I love education, and I've been teaching artificial intelligence for our community as well as stock investing. My thing is that small businesses, technology can help accelerate and augment, some of the things that we need in terms of services. And then once we start making that money, we need to know how to make our money make money. And so I'm an advocate of investing, whether it be insurance, real estate, stocks, bonds, REITs, whatever the case may be. We just need to know how to circulate our money. And so really honored to be here and really glad that we're working together. Good job.
Hello everyone, my name is Elijah Lau. I'm a video editor, content creator, and also a real estate investor. In terms of video editing, if you have any type of footage that you want edited to perfection so it can promote your services or promote your products, I'm the person to talk to. As far as content creation, I have 4 YouTube channels, 3 of them are monetized. So if you're looking to have an online footprint and you want to get paid in the process, I'm the person to talk to.
What's your name?
Elijah.
Okay. All right. For your business owner council.
Hello, my name is Ken Waters, and I'm in the real estate business. And actually, I buy and sell vacant land, so really all over the country I can, but primarily in the North Texas area, but also in South Texas, but I can do it in the state. But it's funny, actually, what you were saying. When I was doing pretty good, right? I mean, as far as it's comfortable, right? Then all of a sudden, you tell me about getting me all hyped up to politics, right? So anyway, when I decided to throw my name in the hat, then initially my wife was pissed about this. I didn't know it was going to take up this much time, you know what I mean? So it is, it's very rewarding, but it is, it does, since it takes so much time, it does affect my business a little bit, you know. But my wife has been very supportive, so I understand what you were talking about as well. But anyway, if you, I guess look for vacant land, then I'd find some vacant land. Primarily residential, but I do get commercial every now and then. And it just depends on where I get it. So, but anyway, that's my business.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you very much. Listen, anybody at the top? Yes.
City council work.
DeSoto City Council.
Get them on to come. Get them on to come up.
Anybody else? Come on.
Get them on.
Come on.
Get you. Come on, Demar.
We'll do ladies first. Go ahead.
Good evening, my name is Tasha Medlockley, and my company is the Myriad Group. It's a full-service marketing, communications, and public engagement agency. And I have had the pleasure of being one of the contractors for Williams Chicken, who handle their marketing, their community engagement, and their public affairs work for 20
Plus 12 we started.
Yeah, I was 18 years old when I started. And so I have the pleasure to have been mentored by Mr. Tim and Mr. Williams growing up. And so I've worked with a lot of different brands. And so if you're looking for someone to help support and undergird your work, I can support you.
Very good. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Kevin Finley. I'm one of the owners of Beckley Medical Supply Company. We're a family-owned and operated medical supply company. Been there 42 years. On city. It's a blessing. My dad started the business in 1983, along with my brother and myself. And my dad passed two months before the pandemic started. When he passed away, my son came along and worked with us. And now it's the three of us working. This is my little sister. And we carry a multitude of items. We carry wheelchairs, walkers, canes, anything medical that you need. We rent, we sell, and we repair equipment. We came here from Chicago. My dad we owned liquor stores there. When we came here, my father started the medical supply company. People used to call my dad a visionary. I didn't think of him as a visionary. I thought of him as dad. But then I realized during the pandemic, the only things were open were medical supplies and liquor stores. That's a visionary. So it's been a blessing. Come and see us. We're at the corner of Beckley and Louisiana, right in Oak Cliff, about 3 blocks past Illinois. My sister works with us. She's an educator, so she works with us during the summer when I let her. And it's been a blessing.
Good evening. My name is Christy, and I do work with the family when I can, which is a lot. But I'm also an educator with Dallas College and Dallas ISD. But with Dallas College, what I do at Mountain View College is I try to connect Black businesses with any of our events that we have. So right now, I'm helping with the Black History Program, which I've been doing there for maybe about 10 years. And so we're going to have pop-up events for vendors. So if you would like to connect and just come aboard on February 4th, 5th, and 24th. We're going to have vendor space. So if you're interested, please let me know. And come out and see what we have going on.
All right. Now we know who's in the room. Some powerful people are in the room. So please take a few minutes, get to know each other. We are going to do a little toast. Cheers to 2 years. So the ones got some champagne glasses, and while he's getting that together, they get that together. Just go ahead and network. Okay. Let's give a round of applause.
I want to say 2 things. First thing, I think today is monumental for 2 reasons. We had Mr. Williams, that is a pioneer in Dallas, here on the actual day of Dr. King's birthday. That's right. That's right. So it's good that we need more of this. So I want to say, I keep telling every time I see him, what I used to before this new world being out, I said, I'm gonna chase him, I'm gonna get him, I'm gonna get me some franchises. But now with the terrain that changed up, you won. I'm not coming back. Well, let's give it up for Casey also, you know. And another thing I want to say is that you got to have people in your corner that know how to fight and always on the fight. I got Robert Petrie back there standing at the gate right there. Y'all see how he pulling up right there? Look at that. Y'all want to see a fighter that's been doing it for a long time? We got to get up for him also because he's been. And that story about the $300 is real because I've been hearing it for 30 years. So that story is real, y'all. And as we all know, it's like in business, it's very hard. But one of the things, the networking that we're doing is real. But what we got to understand is, someone said something about Black Wall Street in the beginning. We have to understand that Black Wall Street was not a location first, it was a mindset. And we have to get back to that mindset. It's actually thinking that if we all we have. Commissioner Price used to have back in the day when he was on the radio, he used to have he would close out with saying, have you all black today? And he would pause. And he would say, yes, sir. Then who in the hell do you think we are?
We're going to try to use it back now. Let's network a little bit. And like I said, we'll get some champagne glasses out. But thank you. You got to go. Thank you for coming out tonight. Please get to know someone you don't know. And remember, we'll be back April 16th, 6 p.m. Thank you so much.